Who can forget the time Michael Jordan tried to get Isiah Thomas kicked off the team? Or when Ray Allen trash-talked about Kobe Bryant's career? These are some of the biggest beefs and insults in NBA history. Starting with Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. It all began when Shaq thought Kobe was too selfish, and Kobe wasn't happy with Shaq's work ethic. This caused major tension in the early 2000s, leading to public arguments between them. And Shaq even made fun of Kobe during an All-Star Game intro. They might have been a great duo, but the disagreements simmered, and eventually the Lakers dynasty fell apart due to personal and on-court issues. In 2009, they shared an All-Star MVP, and a 40-minute talk on TNT marked the start of their reconciliation. Despite their differences, when Kobe passed away in 2020, Shaq grieved, showing that in the end, their bond went beyond basketball. But if you thought that was dramatic, you're not prepared for these next two. Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. Everyone loves comparing these two players from different generations, and sometimes their words can get out of hand in the GOAT debate. It started with Ahmad Rashad putting Jordan in the hot seat during a 2013 interview, asking him to choose between LeBron and Kobe Bryant. After a bit of banter, MJ admitted LeBron's dominance in the game, but when it came to championships, he chose Kobe Bryant. LeBron later managed to secure 4 championships, chasing Kobe's 5. Things between MJ and LeBron intensified during a 2014 game. LeBron's breakaway dunk included a mysterious, intense glare to the right, sparking rumors that it was aimed at Jordan, the Hornets owner. MJ took it personally, and there was a chance this beef might escalate too. But LeBron quickly denied it and said, "Don't start that. Absolutely not, man. Absolutely not." There might have been some truth behind the stare down, though. Next up, we've got Kevin Durant versus Russell Westbrook. It was the time when the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Warriors were battling it out in the 2016 Western Conference Finals. KD, the big shot, became the hottest free agent on the market after the dust settled. Every team wanted a piece of the action, but the Warriors played their cards right and got him. Here's the twist. KD, in his quest for a ring, left his longtime Thunder buddy Westbrook out of the loop. Ouch, right? Westbrook took it personally, and the OKC fans weren't thrilled either. The whole world started calling Durant names from soft to snake. When KD showed up in OKC wearing a Warriors jersey, you could feel the tension. Things escalated with a heated on-court argument between Russ and KD, adding more drama. Fast forward to the 2017 All-Star Game where they were teammates for the West. Yet they didn't exchange a single word. The NBA world went wild. Although the beef cooled off, they're far from being best buds. Now let's dive into the legendary clash between Michael Jordan and Isiah Thomas. Back in the 1985 All-Star Game, Isiah organized a freeze-out of rookie Michael Jordan, refusing to pass him the ball because he was jealous over MJ's rising fame. This sparked a beef that lingered into the playoffs, where Jordan faced tough losses against Isiah's Pistons, enduring both physical and metaphorical beatings. Despite the bad boys implementing the infamous Jordan rules, revenge came when Jordan and the Bulls finally swept the Pistons. But things turned bitter when Isiah and the bad boys skipped shaking hands with MJ and the Bulls after the final game. Then came the 1992 Olympics, and when MJ agreed to play, he insisted Isiah not be on the team. This condition strained their relationship further, and the rocky history remains unsolved. The beef persists, with neither legend on the same page. If you watch The Last Dance, you'll know that this rivalry is still very much alive. But one thing worse than players doing each other dirty is when friends betray each other on the court. Jalen Rose and Chris Webber. The two 12-year-olds from Michigan grew up together playing AAU ball and formed an unbreakable friendship. They weren't just friends, but also 5-star recruits. Their journey led them to the University of Michigan. Alongside Juwan Howard, Jimmy King, and Ray Jackson, they became the iconic Fab Five, leaving a mark on NCAA history. But in 2002, Webber got caught up in a legal issue, charging him with lying to a grand jury during an investigation tied to Michigan basketball's booster Ed Martin. The fallout resulted in a 10-year ban from any association with the school. When the Fab Five 30 for 30 documentary came out, Webber distanced himself, creating problems, especially with Jalen Rose. Surprisingly, though, they connected in 2019 when the entire Fab Five had a reunion. That's still not as bad as the rivalry between these two next players. Let's talk about LeBron James and Paul Pierce. Pierce, back in the day, was riding high, aiming to be the East small forward king. But when LeBron came, things got real interesting. For 10 faceoffs after LeBron's rookie year, he basically showed Pierce the art of domination. Feeling the pressure, Pierce wanted backup, and the Celtics delivered. Revenge was sweet as Pierce knocked LeBron out of the playoffs 2 years in a row. But LeBron wasn't having it. He crafted his super team, and you guessed it, changed things by schooling Pierce in the playoffs, not 1, but 2 years straight. Now that's an intense rivalry, but it can't compare to the intensity of these next two players. Kobe Bryant versus Ray Allen. Now this one might be under the radar, as you probably remember Kobe's legendary feuds with Shaq or his teammates. But let me tell you, the Kobe-Allen showdown is right up there in intensity, and here's why it's a hidden gem. So these two were drafted around the same time and had somewhat parallel careers, until Kobe skyrocketed to superstardom. The tension started in 2004 when Shaquille O'Neal left and Phil Jackson bailed on the Lakers. Ray, seeing Kobe in this new lonely position and clearly jealous, made a prediction. He said Kobe would get selfish, clash with non-star teammates, and eventually ask for a trade. Kobe got upset, and there was a lot of tension between them in one preseason. The beef didn't last that long. But the funny thing is that Ray's predictions turned out kinda true, and it haunted Kobe for the next 3 years of playoff struggles. When Kobe finally got his team back in championship mix, he had to face off against Ray's Celtics to prove himself. Yikes. It looks like Allen loved getting into trouble with other players, though. And we'll get back to another crazy rivalry involving Allen in a bit, but first, let's check out these next two. Derek Fisher versus Matt Barnes. These two former Lakers teammates? Yeah, they had a huge falling out, and it wasn't over cash or pride. It was all about a woman named Gloria Govan, who just happened to be Barnes' ex. When Barnes found out that Fisher was dating his ex-wife, he lost it. He stormed into a house party where Gloria still lived with their kids and gave Fisher a piece of his mind. It was so intense that they needed a whole squad to stop Barnes from going full on against his ex-teammate. But now things have cooled off and Fisher is now married to Gloria. And apparently there's no hard feelings from Barnes. As we mentioned before, Allen didn't just start drama with Kobe though. He even got into it with an entire team. Ray Allen versus the Celtics. During the 2012 offseason, Ray Allen decided if you can't beat him, join him. One of the biggest NBA beefs of the last decade was born, and guess what? It's still lingering today. In 2012, Ray Allen decided to join the Miami Heat after LeBron James beat the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. With Garnett and Pierce reaching the twilight of their careers, and Ray in contract disputes with the Celtics at 37, he felt defeated, opting for South Beach. The Celtics, especially Garnett, felt betrayed, considering Ray a traitor. His lack of communication about the move fueled the fire. When Jesus Shuttleworth returned to Boston, he faced heavy boos, and Garnett refused to shake his hand. Despite the drama, Ray's switch paid off, earning another ring with a clutch shot. But for years, the '08 Celtics avoided Ray. They only buried the hatchet in 2018, and though he's on speaking terms with most of his former teammates, the beef still simmers on. And now, back to the Beef King. Shaquille O'Neal's got a long list of people he's insulted or had problems with. First up, there's Dwight Howard. Back in the day, Shaq wasn't thrilled about Dwight being compared to him, and he didn't hold back in playing down Dwight's skills. The tension stuck around until a twist. Howard signed with Shaq's former agent, and suddenly the beef was squashed. But more recently, Shaq decided to mess with everybody's minds, questioning if the Earth is really round. Yeah, you heard that right. But here's the crazy part. It was all a joke aimed at Kyrie Irving, the guy famous for believing the Earth is flat. Classic Shaq, right? Despite the initial shock, Shaq made it clear that he was just having some fun. Turns out this playful banter is nothing new, as he and Kyrie have a history of it on the NBA on TNT show.